Bangkok may be famous for its golden temples and buzzing markets, but just across the Chao Phraya River lies a neighborhood that tells older stories of wooden boatyards, multicultural trade, and the rhythms of river life that have flowed here for centuries. Welcome to Khlong San. Our walk begins at the Khlong San ferry pier. It's small and unassuming, but step onto the wooden planks and you're surrounded by Bangkok's liquid highway. Long-tail boats dart between slow cargo barges, and the breeze carries the scent of the river. This short ferry ride to Phraya has been part of local life for generations. A short stroll to Lat Yasoi 21 brings us to Pong Patchamit Fort, built in 1852 to guard against naval attacks. This was one of 8 star-shaped forts protecting the Thonburi Bank, and today is the only one left. You can't go inside, it's now a police station, but standing here, you can still imagine sentries scanning the river for enemy ships. Back on Somdet Chao Phraya Road, we find Wat Thong Noppakhun. Notice the pothole-shaped windows and lighthouse-style boundary stones, little clues to its maritime heritage. Inside, bronze panels tell the Buddha's life story, and murals hide rare, lively details you won't see in most temples. Next, the air changes. Thicker, smoky, and delicious. We've arrived at Tuk Daeng Market. This riverside hub dates back to the Ayutthaya era, when Hakka Chinese, Malay, and European traders worked its docks. Be sure to try pork satay te Tuk Daeng, smoky skewers dipped in rich peanut sauce, balanced with a sweet and sour cucumber relish. Or sample the braised goose and Hainan-style iced desserts. This is Bangkok's old food culture, alive and thriving. From the market, we slip into Soi Somdet Chao Phraya 5, which was a James Bond filming spot in Tomorrow Never Dies. Squeezed between 2 19th century warehouses, and the doorway leads to Masjid Saifee. Built in 1910 by Dawoodi Bohra merchants from India, it blends Gothic flourishes with Islamic design. It is a pity I wasn't able to go inside. Apparently, the stained glass windows would cast jewel colors on a marble floor salvaged from the Ananta Samakom throne hall. Our next stop is Thailand's oldest Guan shrine, nearly 300 years old. Apparently, King Taksin would pray here before every battle. Just next door, a charming cafe tells the story of Thailand's first fish sauce factory. We head into Tuk Daeng, the red building neighborhood, once home to Sunni Muslims from Pattani and Indian traders. The Qatil Islam Mosque still shows off its Mughal-style arches. This park is more than just green space. It tells the story of Princess Srinagarindra, mother of King Bhumibol, who grew up here in a modest wooden home. The reconstructed house and museum bring her life to light, while the shady gardens are perfect for a mid-walk rest. If you have time, wander through Soi Uthai. It's not a tourist spot, just a slice of everyday Bangkok, where the same neighbors have lunch at the same noodle stalls every day. This little park is a community hangout, jogging paths under the trees, evening exercise classes, and even morning karaoke. It's where Khlong San slows down. We end high above the river on the Chao Phraya Sky Park, a garden walkway built on an unused bridge span. From here, you can see the river winding through Bangkok, boats crisscrossing just as they have for centuries. It's the perfect place to reflect on Khlong San's blend of history, culture, and everyday life before heading back into the city. If you enjoyed walking with me through Khlong San, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on the next journey.